Here.
Will be anyway.
Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started going further, if anybody's not on the agenda and would like to sign in for public comments, come up and do that now, please. Item 3, discussion and possible approval of minutes from November 12th, 2024 Commissioners meeting.
Make motion to approve.
Second. Yes.
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 Morning, Charles.
Good morning.
Item 4, discussion and possible action on reports from the Emergency Management Director, Grady County Fire Department, Safety Director, and Construction Superintendent. No Dale.
You know, Dell asked me to bring his stuff over this morning. He was dealing with some blood sugar issues that he was gonna get to attend to. On my end, I don't have a whole lot. I have our agenda for our meeting tomorrow night. And, then I was hoping to give this to Kevin, but you wanted to take that? It's one of your District 3 employees. From Dale. I think that's all I have unless you guys have anything for me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bobby?
Well, I will be conducting a safety meeting with District 2, tomorrow and, the Sheriff's Department this week. I'll also be performing our monthly inspections on the fuel tank for all 3 district barns, also checking the fire extinguishers and conducting a walkthrough, facility, inspection throughout the county. I'll also be off, during Thanksgiving next week.
That safety meeting been moved to Wednesday,
Wednesday, yes, correct.
not tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bobby. Mike?
Don't have much. We've been at the sheriff's warehouse last week and for the rest of this week probably. I got a few little things to meet with people on, but nothing crazy going on right over there.
You ever hear from Josh on our concrete work?
He said if the weather holds, they're gonna start this week with emergency management steps and ramps and also your, I've heard that weather issue.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mike. Item 5, public comments. Nobody signed in. Item 6, new business. I got none. Alright, item 7, discussion and possible approval of the following draw request from the Grady Memorial Hospital sales tax accounts held with First National Bank. OEC Medical Systems C-arms for surgery, $271,716. Industry Systems Dell Enterprise Drives, quantity 10 for $48,750. Industry System Fiber Optic Cabling Backbone IDS, $21,251.96. Scott Rice OKC Roller Blinds Pediatrics for $21,860.37. Novelco Door Operator ICU for $7,726.50. And GE Medical Systems Ultrasound Linear Ultrasound Probe for $6,120.
Gentlemen, happy to go over all these. They were all budgeted, except the last two. The door opener was our IC doors broke. Those are those mechanical things that are required by code to open for handicapped people. And then the ultrasound probe was damaged, 20 years old, and so we just had to replace it. We didn't budget for those two, but the rest of them were budgeted, all coming out of sales tax. We just need your approval, happy to go over it, but don't need to unless you want to.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Zach?
Yes.
Kurt?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
That's it for record time. That's you.
Because I'm back. Because you, I'm back.
of the things that my friends behind me are, our sales tax, you know, has been dropping, and so now it's barely covering debt service. So both he and I are worried and concerned as trusts, why, after all these years and all this inflation, why our sales tax drops? So we've asked people here, and no one really knows, so what we're gonna try to do, and I want you guys to at least acknowledge it, we're gonna try to ask the Oklahoma Tax Commission to audit it. Because what only makes sense to me, and my friend, is that somehow or another, somebody, some entity in the county has just stopped remitting. Because it can't make sense if this is below 3 years ago. And it's just not normal, so we're not sure. Now, maybe oil and gas has dropped off that much, but, the only way we can find out, according to both the mayor and Jim Cowan and, some of our representatives, is that we asked the Oakland Tax Commission to do an audit, which is fine. Problem with it is that they're understaffed and outmanned, and they have more than their share, so we're gonna have to try to use a little of maybe your influence and Lonnie's influence to try to get it to the top of the pile. So it won't take a year, you know, so we're just, you know, we're both in the same boat, you know, we depend on that to pay our debt service, and we're very close, and we used to use the debt service excess to pay these capitals, and so I'm nervous, and it doesn't make sense to me. And if any of you guys have any insights, I'm all ears, because it makes no sense that overall, sales taxes dropped down from 3 years ago, continue to drop down last 2 years ago, continue to drop down. Now, I can figure the COVID, I get that one. So we just don't know.
The last months were like
Awful.
COVID numbers,
Yeah,
like
they were
they were bad.
So we don't know, and I've asked Jill, nobody knows, so we just, there's gotta be a reason.
Well, I don't think you get any sales tax on oil and gas, so that would be, you would
Well-
need to be looking at oil and gas.
Well, you're correct, we could use
Yeah.
tax out of that, so we
Yeah.
use both, so. You're correct about that, she's
Yeah.
right.
So it's just sales tax
I think you'll
corrections.
see the sales tax go up in 25. A lot of people, the last 4 years have been really reserved about spending and things that cost so much. I think you'll see a turnaround once Trump takes office.
You may be correct, restaurants are definitely.
I really do.
So I'm sorry for the editorial, but I'm just waiting since you guys.
I think, just give it some time. We saw this in gross production,
It's gonna be
so it's gonna get better.
I pray it does, because I got lots of equipment that needs fixing. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Item 8, discussion and possible action to approve the reappointment of the following Grady County Fairgrounds trustees to serve a successive 3-year term on the Grady County Fairground Trust. Betty Jones for District 1, Ben Jansen for District 2, and Rod Schenk for District 3.
It's just per our bylaws, we do this annually, so those 3 members, I was just sitting here looking at, they have like a combined 50-year service.
Betty's been in there the longest.
Yeah.
She's done a great job.
She helped build the courthouse.
Ben Jansen.
I can say that because she's not here.
You're pretty well right. She's been a good one, and Ben, I got to bring Ben in when I came into office, and he's been a great one, and Rod, same thing, so I think I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Kirk?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Andy. Item 9, discussion and possible action on opening and awarding a bid for a truck dump body for Grady County District 1. This was, we approved it last week, it shouldn't have been on the agenda, so no action on that. Item 10, discussion and possible action on ARPA.
This is something Boyd Ryder brought to us because since we have to dedicate the money by the end of the year, there are still POs that are out there that haven't been closed. So if they have anything left on those POs, it needs to come back into the ARPA account, and then you'll need to decide where that money goes. So they were wondering if you needed to put a timeline on the POs that are still open, so we can get that money back in for you to figure out what you can do with the end balance, so. And then you've gotta figure out what you're gonna do with the end balance.
Do all 3 districts have the ARPA money now, or is, who do that?
No, I think the fire department has some, the hospital maybe has one. I'm not really sure who has them open right now, but if you'll make a deadline, then we can get it out to the entities that
Okay.
need a deadline The Farwell one should be closing this week.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a couple more, Elliott bathroom is still being constructed,
They're about 80% done with that. They have
so.
made connections to sewer and water and pretty well wrap that up.
Okay. Yeah, Farwell, Ellick, Bradley, and any call?
Yeah, and then they'll call one,
Okay.
it's just me making a receiver, I'll get that closed this week as well. And the Bradley one's done, just needs to be closed out, so, of those four, I can get 3 of them closed this week.
And I think that outlet bathroom will probably be the middle of next month, probably to be safe, depending on the weather.
But I can give you a good, dollar amount when I get the invoice on the bathroom. But there will be some of that coming back as well. 'Cause we overestimated that bathroom, I think.
So we got till December 31st of 2024 to open the POs? Is that what is that the way I?
Well, I mean, if you wait that long, that's when it will be shut off, so you really need to set it probably before that, if when you
Right.
want those closed out, so then we'll have to decide what the end balance, where you're gonna go with that. So there's 2 decisions there you need to make, but
Why don't we set a deadline for December 15th? Will that give you enough time
I think so.
to get it out?
Cause then we could come back the next week and you could decide then,
Yeah,
so.
on the deadline. What was the other one?
Well, the other one is just what you're gonna do, the imbalance
Okay.
afterwards, so.
How about December the 16th? That's a Monday. 15th
Yeah,
is Sunday.
yeah, on 16th, yeah, whatever the Monday is. Yeah, 16th.
So I'll make a motion to set the deadline for December 16th.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes. December 16th.
December 16th.
and then 23rd is the last one before Christmas.
Yeah.
And so then you can decide where you wanna do the rest of it.
Good, 25. Okay, item 11, discussion and possible approval of removing Peggy Boswell as requisitioning officer and adding Janet Burns for the Minko Senior Citizens Requisitioning Department. I know both of those ladies very well, so I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 12, discussion and possible approval of removing Gladys Shrimshire as requisitioning officer and adding Terry Patterson for the Burden Senior Citizens Requisitioning Department.
I know Gladys very well, and I don't know Terry, but we've gotta have somebody, so I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Zach,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
See you, Andy.
See you guys, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Would you give me a copy, Chief? Copy of that, please.
You want a copy of the next one too?
Just, what's the next one?
I'm sure you're going to.
Oh, yes, yes.
Item 13, discussion and possible approval of removing Eddie Cowan as receiving officer and adding Donna Griffith for the Burden Senior Citizens Requisitioning Department.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Zach,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Y'all have a good week.
Bye, Mike.
Thank you.
Item 15, discussion and possible approval of maintenance agreement between Alcom Security Systems and Grady County District 1. and this is for our new building. I'll make that motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Kirk?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Item 15, discussion and possible approval of utility pipeline road crossing permits, water line fast line permits, and driveway 10-point permits. Looks like these are District 2. District 2? Yep, D2.
And Kim,
Yes.
do you have any permits in there?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Kirk?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes. What'd you get, 30?
One's a copy. And one's a copy of it. Is that correct? Yeah.
Item 16, discussion and possible approval of blanket purchase order. And I will make that motion to approve.
Second.
Do you need the copy now, Karen, or do you want me to email it all?
I would happily take one now if
Okay.
it works with you.
Yeah, well, this one doesn't have a copy, so I'll just email that one to you.
Okay.
You know, give him a couple copies of it first.
Made the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kirk seconded.
Zach?
Yes.
Kirk?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Item 17, review purchase orders generated by the Grady County governing bodies during the current and previous months and authorize or deny payments of such purchase orders.
Okay, first one, the Grady County Fire Department, they exceeded $98. Is on said shocks. Went over for $98. Sheriff's Department, invoice dated before the PO, looks like it was $30 over. And apparently, it was lettering for unit 2311. Replaced on an active vehicle had been involved in an accident. Election board invoice dated before the PO, and it was $160 election board, invoice paid for the PO. And sheriff department. Blanket PO exceeded, they exceeded it by $404.73.
That's very
Calm
good.
down. Minko Senior Citizens,
Go ahead and sign that 4 times now, if you would please.
exceeded the blanket PO by $51.46. And that was for meat. And E911 invoice dated before the purchase order should have been opened before October the 1st. Golly, that's $4,307.92, and the letter attached to it. Received the invoice and services, the invoice and service dates weren't correct. Was trying to get it changed to our physical year, they were supposed to call back and didn't. I called back and Tammy said she was sorry, she had not got back with me. After our visit, it will be easier to leave it like it is.
That's from Sabre Martin.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Yes.
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 Item 18, discussion and possible approval of county officer monthly reports. No action. Item 19, discussion and possible approval of estimate of needs, request for appropriations, and transfer of appropriations. I will make that motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Kirk?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Sign this over here.
I did need to ask you something. We need to set up our last quarterly officials meeting. We need to do that.
December 2nd. Charles, did you get my email the other day?
Which one?
It was a sole source letter from a company called Good Earth Tools.
This is yours too. Well, I got one, but it seems like it was some time ago.
I'll send it to you again. This was
Sole
Thursday. This was Thursday morning. Either Wednesday evening or Thursday morning.
I don't remember. The one that I got wasn't last week, it was before that.
Yeah, I sent you-
And that particular topic is already hit the board
Yeah.
for approval.
Yeah, I sent you another one.
Okay, that
this
one
last
I
week.
haven't seen.
I'll resend it to you.
Please?
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Oh,
Oh.
you got it. You got it.
Zach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gary?
Hey,
Yes.
Charles,